Across Africa, ladies and gentlemen, streets are alive with color, sound, and movement. Music fills corners, dancers move with pride, and artists perform skills honed over years. These moments, ladies and gentlemen, usually go unseen, but this journey shines a light on them. A global internet figure, ladies and gentlemen, walks these streets, focusing on real people, not fame. Each stop is actually planned, yes, and time is limited, and the goal is culture, talents, and of course daily life, not collaboration with other creators. Before we actually talk more about Ishowspeed, ladies and gentlemen, let us quickly throw a bit light on Senegal. Senegal recently held a formal reception to celebrate the national football team's victory at 2026 African Cup of Nations. Yes, so the event brought together, state with officials, players, and guests in a moment of shared pride. President Faye attended with the country's first ladies. Remember, first ladies, Mario Faye, yes, and then Absa Faye. Senegalese law permits polygamy, ladies and gentlemen, and both women officially hold the title of first lady. Yes, so President Faye has actually 4 children with his first wife, and married his second wife in 2023. The ceremony focused on national unity, ladies and gentlemen, sporting success, and of course respect for Senegal's legal and cultural traditions. The Africa tour continued to move from one location to another, ladies and gentlemen, with a strong public attention. Crowds gathered early, street filled with sound, local faces appear on screens seen around the world. Many viewers feel joy because familiar with daily life is finally visible to global audience. At the same time, ladies and gentlemen, online debate grows louder. Some creators say they expected private meetings, shared content, or joint appearances. They express disappointment. They share posts and videos showing frustration. These reactions create a new layer to the story, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? Some content creators in Nigeria, specifically Peller, has actually accused Ishowspeed for being disrespectful towards them.
Child, I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to post it.
Listen,
bro.
Please, I'm a streamer. I'm big, I know, but please, let's do something. I've suffered because of Rudy. I made it. Hold on. Can I get it? Good?
Ishowspeed, specifically, Ishowspeed responds with clarity. He explained that the tour was designed long before arrival. Yes, long before arrival, or each arrival. Each country has a fixed plan. Each movement has a time limit. Each stop has a clear purpose. His crew manages travel, safety, and of course location access, ladies and gentlemen. Changes are difficult or complex because time is short and routes are very strict. He explained that his goal is not to build influencer networks. Yes, influencer network specifically. So the goal is cultural display or show. He wants the camera to show people who never get a chance to be seen. Yes, this includes dancers on the street, young performers, artists using simple tools, and communities living daily life without online reach. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very sometimes it is very flabbergasted and very shocking. So ladies and gentlemen, this approach shifts attention away from the digital status. It brings value to effort rather than to popularity. Many people shown during the tour do not actually own cameras. Some have never appeared online before. Their skills come from practice, tradition, and daily work. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, the story shows an important idea. Attention can lift voices that are often silent. Fame can be shared without being an exchange between famous people. Exposure can serve those who usually stand behind the scenes. Speed also explained that cultural visits are arranged with local guides and community members. These moments are planned with respect. Canceling them will mean breaking trust with people who prepared carefully. He chose to honor those plans, ladies and gentlemen. So this decision carries meaning. Respect grows when promises are kept. Culture gains value when treated as priority. Communities feel seen when their time and efforts are honest, ladies and gentlemen. Some creators continue to disagree. Yes, to disagree at this point or this limit, they still disagree. They feel overlooked or ignored. They believe collaboration could actually benefit everyone. Their feelings are part of the discussion. Public space allows many views to exist at the same time, ladies and gentlemen. The situation shows how expectation can actually clash with intention. One side looks for shared content growth. The other side focuses on cultural storytelling. Both operate in the same digital world, ladies and gentlemen, yet follow different paths. The tour also highlights how Africa is often presented through limited images, ladies and gentlemen. Speed's approach shifts that framed. It shows ordinary people in natural spaces. It shows joy, movement, and of course creativity without heavy editing or scripting. This method helps global viewers, ladies and gentlemen, see daily life more clearly and unequivocally. It breaks distance. It replaces stereotypes with real moments. It gives space to talent that grows outside studios and of course brand deals, ladies and gentlemen. Now another lesson becomes clear here. Yes, another lesson has actually become clear here. Planning matters. Structure protects purpose. When goals are clear, decisions stay firm even under pressure. Speed's response or reactions remains calm throughout the debate, ladies and gentlemen. He avoids personal attacks. Yes, this shows how mature he is in this world of his career. He explained his mission again and again in simple terms, ladies and gentlemen. This calm tone reduces conflict and keeps focus on the main goal or purpose. So, ladies and gentlemen, the story continues to spread across platforms from one platform to another. Supporters praise the culture focus. Critics continue to speak. Discussion remains active. The tour moves forward. This episode actually shows how intention shapes outcome or results. When culture leads, attention follows meaning. Yes. So when planning guides action, clarity reduces confusion. So the story is not only about one tour, ladies and gentlemen. It reflects a wider moment in digital media. It shows how creators choose what to amplify or enhance. It shows how visibility can actually serve many paths. As the journey continues, ladies and gentlemen, the impact grows beyond screens. People feel pride, artists feel seen, communities feel included. Yes, included. The debate remains, but the direction stays steady. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the next part of the story will actually explore how these moments affect public understanding, creator responsibility, and the future of cultural storytelling on global platforms. It is not easy, ladies and gentlemen, for you to sit down and then arrange a content for important people like you. So always what we demand from you is your massive support by liking this video, leaving your thoughts at the comment section regarding how the video has actually been scripted and also what's made for you. Okay, and don't forget to also, most importantly, subscribe to become part of the community so that we can actually grow together. Thank you so much for your support. Okay, wait for the next update.